Good afternoon, everyone. Well, I have had a while to think about a couple of things that I'm going to talk about today, mainly because of different things that have happened to me recently. Just this past Wednesday, I had the opportunity to go down and go to a meeting of a group called the Legends um, the, of Wrestling, and that particular group is made up of uh, mostly Class B wrestlers and parents and cheerleaders and all those people involved with Class B wrestling. And as I was there, I started to think about a couple of things and how I got involved in the sport and about the people who I came in contact with in the sport that actually helped me along the way, not only just in being a wrestler or athlete or a student, but also in being a good person and, um, helping me on my journey. And one of the things that, again, struck me, uh, it's actually a verse from Proverbs. It's Proverbs 27:17 that says, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Now, you can take that in a lot of different ways, but I'm going to just put it to you because I talk about purpose, passion, and gratitude here. Um, when we are talking about that journey, I want to make sure that you understand, and it sometimes it takes a lot of time, but it does happen that people do help you along the way, and those relationships that you have help shape who you are and actually what you will eventually become. We often think of purpose as a solo pursuit and something you chase on your own, but in truth, it's the people who walk beside you, cheer us on, challenge us, pick us up when we fall. Those are the ones who shape the journey and help refine who we become. And it can be teachers, it can be coaches, it can be our parents, it can be brothers or sisters, our friends. And later on, I will be tell you, it's your friends. It's having really good friends in your life help you so much on helping you move through and reach uh, your ultimate goals and find your purpose and passion. Now, throughout life, and in particular through my life, I found people who spoke truth into me. Sometimes when I didn't believe in myself, I certainly think that was true early on in my life. Uh, and there were times when I had it spoken into me when I didn't really totally understand. It was getting down deep inside of me. And I think of my father who taught me science and he coached me on how to throw a baseball. He, did so many different things with so much deep wisdom and humility. And quite frankly, at times, because of some of the issues that he had in his life and I had in mine, is that we didn't get along very well. However, how he treated me was always very, very consistent in the teaching part of it. And the teachers and coaches who came into my life in junior high and high school, they didn't just teach. They believed in me. And that belief planted seeds. I think about Harlan Volk, who was one of the coaches in Lisbon. Harlan and myself and Nick Storog, who was our head coach, along with a whole lot of other people. Roger McDaniels was one, John Averly later on. and Todd Carter, you name it. We had a lot of people would step into that room and help kids grow and get better. And they were constantly planting seeds in the lives of young men who would eventually become wrestlers. And actually, those seeds, some of them were planted forever, and that you can still see them today. Now, for myself, they sure helped me see my purpose before I was even ready to truly step totally into it. Yes, I've said that when I was in seventh grade, I knew I was going to be a teacher coach. I really did. However, there are a whole lot of steps along the way. And again, let's use the Bible as a key set of words that really do make sense here. It's from Ecclesiastes 4 and verses 9 and 10. Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. And boy, do we ever see that in our life journey. You've heard me say it before. There is power in what we speak. Our words, especially those spoken into the hearts of others, can lift or crush, inspire or silence. And that's where strong friendships are so very, very important. And sometimes in those strong friendships, you do have disagreements. You do have things that are said that may hurt. But you have to reflect why the word's spoken, and at the same time, if they were misspoken, they need to be taken back and explained. The same is true when we start talking about relationships we hold dear. We remember people not just for what they did, but for what they said and how they made us feel. Quite frankly, I was afraid of Tom McGauley a lot. I remember before a football game, and I think it was my junior year, I was so upset because I didn't know I was going to be playing against one of the best players in the area, and I knew I had a big job to do because I was playing offensive center, and this kid was playing middle linebacker, and I was concerned about what Coach McGauley was going to be saying to me because he was pretty harsh at times. We still won the game, but it was something I did remember. And later on, a year later, we had a different coach, and that coach, I was facing the same kid that year, and he spoke encouragement into me, even though at times, and I made one really bad mistake. I committed a penalty when we scored a touchdown. It was a close game. Yeah, anyway, I've tried my best as a teacher and coach to speak encouragement into others. Sometimes people think I'm overly positive, but I've seen the fruit of it. I've watched young people rise because someone said, I believe in you. That's the basis for the Becomers, is actually to bring together people who are always going to be there to support you. And that's what I do in what I do with the Becomers movement, is I try to support you on your journey as best I possibly can to help you reach your purpose with passion and actually understand the gratitude that you should have for those who are on the journey with you. And now, as I look back, I feel a profound sense of gratitude, not just for the milestones, but for the companions, for those who stood by me during uncertain seasons, for those who celebrated even the small victories. And Philippians 1:3, I thank my God every time I remember you. And I had some very, very good friends who've gone on to be with the Lord now that I remember certain things every time I think of them. Um, Maybe there's someone in your life like that, a friend, a mentor, a parent, a coach, someone who helped shape your purpose even if they never knew it. Now, the beautiful thing is that you can be that person for someone else. You can be the voice of belief. You can walk alongside someone who's trying to find their footing. You can speak life into someone who doesn't yet see the greatness inside themselves. You know, you are encouraging one another. You're building each other up just uh, as a matter of fact. That it's what you do and what you believe. So I'm going to ask you today, who do you need to thank for helping find your way? You know, I've got, again, friends, I've got family, I have teachers and coaches, mentors, who in your life needs your voice of encouragement. And we all know that there are people out there that do. What kind of friend, teacher, mentor, or coach will you be? Purpose isn't discovered alone. It's revealed in connection, in community, and in love. Now, if you're finding these videos meaningful, I invite you to join the Becomers Movement, where we walk together through reflections, challenges, and encouragements that help us grow into all we can be and all that we are created to be. And I've also provided the Power of Relationships Reflections worksheet today for you to take time and look at and perhaps use to help you reach out to someone who helped you become who you are. Because relationships are not just part of the journey, they are the journey. Now, as I've said very often, particularly this time of year, with the snow, the cold, ice, all that sort of thing, go out and help someone today. Raise them up. Make their day better by what you've done for them. And in that small way, you made their day better, their life better. And at the same time, you have also made your day and your life that much better by what you did. And one step up from there, you've also made this world a whole lot better place because you cared about someone and you didn't really care if they were ever going to pay you back. You all have a great time out there. Enjoy the snow if you can. Have a good one.